Hi everybody, Joe for JaspysCaseBreaks.com coming at you with a big case here. 2025 Panini Prizm Baseball. 12 box, pick your team number 9. All card shipped, 3 autos a box, a lot of parallels, a lot of fun stuff. Big thanks to this group here on a Wednesday, hump day, for getting in on it. Appreciate you. I think Joe with quadruple last spot mojo, Tigers, Astros, Twins, Padres. Nice. So thanks to him for finishing it off, and thanks everybody for getting in. Appreciate you. Now we don't have any more Prizm baseball to post, and the case is way over there. I'm going to go pop open the case over there. But we've got plenty of baseball on JaspysCaseBreaks.com. Let's get it done. Box. We've got 3 boxes over here, 3 boxes over there, 3 boxes right here, and another 3 boxes right over here. Is everything on the camera? I think so. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 columns of 3. Let's get things going. 3 autos a box, looking for the new cherry blossoms, looking for ultra rare groovy and color blast inserts. There's usually I think the groovy are actually a lot more rare than the color blast. I feel like a color blast does fall 1 per case. And I've ripped a number of these cases. I don't remember. I think we only had one. It was like a Paul Skeens groovy. I think we've only seen 1 groovy. So we'll see. Maybe we can find a groovy card in here. Got a little baseball in the background. We've got Brandon Lau with a solo shot. Rays are up 3-0. Rays are up 3-0 on the Orioles. I'm not sure if this game has any consequence though, right? Let's look at the baseball scoreboard. What games, are there any games of consequence happening here? Tigers at Guardians, but they're in a rain delay. Pirates Reds just started. Reds trying to get into that 3rd wild card spot. Marlins are leading the Phillies 1-0. The Phillies may still be a chance that the Brewers could possibly get the 1 seed, so maybe there's still a little bit of action there. White Sox, Yankees kind of solidifying their spot. Red Sox, Blue Jays. Are the Red Sox in any position to get a wild card spot? Maybe not. No, the Red Sox are a game ahead of the Tigers and 2 games ahead of the Astros. So yeah, they got to hang on to a playoff spot there. Reds, Diamondbacks just 1 game behind the Mets for the 3rd wild card spot. So there's going to be some action there. So there's some things of consequence. Dodgers are in Arizona, so they're going to try to spoil things for the Diamondbacks. All right, so these cards right here, 23/75, Bryce Matthews for Coppola and the Brewers. What we're going to do is I'm just going to set these aside. And this Dylan Cruz, we're going to sleeve these up after I finish this video. Just in the interest of time, or at least the video time, we want to make that a little more. Unless we see something like this, Dylan Cruz to 499 Pulsar. It's going to go to Daniel and the Nationals. Nice rookie there. The Red Waves are not numbered, so I'll be breezing by those, unless they're a key rookie. Oh, it's Skeens Day, huh? Skeens versus the Reds, Grizzle be saying. There's Don Mattingly to 299 for the Yanks. That'll be for Daniel. Here is Kumar Rocker, and that reveals a Hunter Furtado. That'll be for Daniel and the Pirates. And I'll do and that's to $1.99. I'll do a autograph and other notable card recap at the end of the break, end of the video. Kumar Rocker purple to $149. That'll be for Austin and the Rangers. There's Theo Gillen to $4.99 for the Rays. That'll be once again for Coppola. Don Manningling red to $2.99, Red Wave, and a Charlie Condon to $1.99. That's for the Rockies. That's going to go to Coppola and the Rocks. Shoeless Joe to $4.99 for Jack and the White Sox. Ken Griffey Jr. blue to $1.99. That's Reds edition. That'll be for Brad. And we got Willie Stargell, Red Power, I think those are called, to $99. Pirates, that'll be for Daniel. Pulsar Marcelo Meyer reveals a Ryan Johnson sensational signature for the Angels. That's going to go to Daniel. Marcelo Meyer to $4.99. Trivia, name her hit. Nelly Furtado, I'm Like a Bird, was her first major hit. And then I think she had a more, there's Tony Oliva, and then she did that record with, Timberland, I think. Timberland produced that record that was, nice Jesus Mate for Coppola. There you go. That spawned a few radio hits as well. Here's Jesus Mate to $1.99. There's a Oga Sawara purple to $1.49 for the Nats. That'll be for Daniel. Yeah, nice Jesus Mate. All right, box one in the books. Here's box two. What is Nelly Furtado doing nowadays? When's the last time she's released a record? Yeah, she is still pretty easy on the eyes. I think even at the age of 46, I think she has the genetic makeup to age well, I would imagine. And I'm sure the funds to which to maintain that as well. All right, she revealed in March of 2024 that her 7th album was forthcoming. She released some singles, blah, 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 blah. The album was released in September, all right, so of 2024. So she's still working. And I guess in May of this year, she collaborated with Don Diablo on the single Doing Nothing. Personal life, what is she up to? She was married and has a daughter and a son. Wow. In November 2006, this was a while ago, Furtado revealed that she once turned down $500,000 to pose fully clothed in Playboy. Interesting. All right, onwards. Here is Dalton Rushing, Dodgers to 75. That's Rodney with my Dodgers. Vance Honeycutt to $4.99 for the O's. That will be for Alan Murdoch. Here is Cash Mayfield to $4.99 for the Padres. That'll be for Joe, one of his Last Spot Mojo teams. Here is red Andrew Jones revealing a Zebby Matthews for Joe Lawson and the Twins. One of his last spot mojo teams. 67 out of 99. 70% of the time, last spot mojo hits all the time. Andrew Jones, $2.99 for the Braves. That's for Daniel. Braxton Ashcraft to 1/49. There's Kalen Culpepper to 4.99. That's for Minnesota. And a Bubba Chandler fireworks to 25. Nice. That'll be for Daniel and the Pirates. It's a good looking card there. Blue Cooper Pratt to 1.99. That's for Coppola and the Brewers. Here is Ethan Salas to 99 for the Padres. That is for Joe. Ty Cobb to 4.99 Detroit. That's also for Joe. Here's a Braxton Ashcraft, and he's going to reveal a Chase Medroth. That's going to be for the White Sox. That's going to be for Jack Sands. 101 out of 190. Jack Sands reminds me of old Dodger utility infielder Jerry Sands. I think that was his name, Jerry Sands. I think he bounced around the league for a little bit. Here's Skeens, Pulsar to 4.99. Carved out a decent major league career. There's Arjun Nimala. Coppola, Blue Jays. Nice. One of their top prospects. First round pick. Mason Wynn, blue to 1.99. That will be for Nicholas and the Cardinals. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate that. We do our best. We do our best 100% of the time to try to kick butt 100% of the time. All right, next box. Grizzlebees, what got you thinking of Nelly Furtado? It's kind of out of the blue. All right, do we have any other games in progress here? No, games are going to start pretty soon. Red Sox up early on the Blue Jays, 3-0. I think that game's just underway. Bottom of the first. Twins at Rangers. I think that's not a game that we need to pay attention. Mets at Cubs we need to pay attention to. Mets trying to hang on to that third wild card spot. Royals, Rangers, nothing. Rockies, Mariners. I guess Mariners trying to win the division. Maybe they got a chance at the 1 seed, maybe? Oh, right. Furtado for the Pirates, right. I wonder, probably no relation. Dodgers, Diamondback, definitely a lot of implications there. No implications for Cardinals, Giants. Astros, A's is important. Astros want to, stay in the playoff hunt. And Nationals beat the Braves 4-3 earlier. And thanks to the Brewers for cutting down the magic number to 2. They beat the Padres 3-1. Ooh. Yeah, Scherzer looks like sometimes baseball lets you know when you need to retire. Here's Ken Griffey Jr. blue. That's to 199. Brandon Sproat to 99. That's for the Mets. That'll be for Eugene. Reds Ken Griffey Jr. will go to Brad. Here's Prismatic Dylan Cruz for the Nats. That'll be for Daniel. And behind Blake Burke is a Jackson Wiggins. For the Cubs, that'll be for Rodney. And the Blake Burke to 499 will go to Coppola and the Brew Crew. We got red Carter Holden to 299 for Daniel and the Braves. We got a Pulsar Junior Caminero for the Rays. That'll be for Coppola. We got a 90 out of 99 Fireworks Blue Franklin Arias for Jonathan and the Red Sox. JK. Kyle DeBarge from Minnesota to 199. That'll go to Joe. We got a Whitey Ford to 499 for the Yankees. That's going to be for Daniel. And a Grady Sizemore to 25. That'll be for Cleveland. This is for you also for Daniel. I feel like it's Grady Sizemore. A lot of shoulder injuries, I want to say, kind of held him back. I think he had MVP potential in some years. Chip off the old block. Chipper Jones to 299 for Daniel and the Braves. There's a base Dylan Cruz. Let's try to find some color for that guy. Connor Griffin to 149. Big prospect here for Daniel and the Pirates. And we've got Sammy Stafura. Sensational signature for the Redlegs. That's going to be for Brad. Got Bobby Richardson to 4. Who played guitar? Grady Sizemore? And we've got a Yachty autograph. Nice. Legendary auto. Cardinals. That's for Nicholas. $27 out of 99. That is nice. A's Frank Thomas to $299. She'll like it too, Monty. We got Craig Yoho to 75. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. Nick Kurtz, Fireworks, bass. Bronson Arroyo played guitar, huh? Who else? Barry Zito, I think, plays a little guitar. You could. Old Dodgers relief pitcher Scott Radinsky, I think, was in a punk band. Well, I think so every time we see a box where the cards are flipped around like this, right? I think that's where we see the pattern has been. We see the case hit in here, as well as a redemption maybe. Thanks, Austin weighing in on the Nelly Furtado conversation. He must be lagging behind, but Promiscuous by Nelly and Timbaland was the big hit out there. Grizzlies, tell Austin that he might be lagging behind. Oh, he's way behind, so he knows. Thanks, Grizzlies. All right. Let's see what we got here. Sammy Sosa to $4.99. Yeah, Tim Lincecum looked like he could have been in a band, right? Maybe some mid-90s grunge band or something. Here is red Dylan Dreeling to $2.99 for Texas. That'll be for Austin. Person Waldrop for the Braves to 75. That'll be for Daniel. So there's the redemption behind Giants Christy Mathewson to $4.99. The redemption is going to be, bam, Luis Baez, sensational signature Prizm's red. Should have had a checklist open here. I don't know where Luis Baez goes off the top of my head. Padres? Or maybe I'm thinking, maybe that's Luis Ariz. Houston? That sounds right. Yes, Astros. I don't know why they specifically put outfield there. Is there another Luis Baez on the checklist? All right, Astros, that's going to be Joe. Joe Lawson, last spot mojo. Jonathan was mentioning it's random that Bronson Arroyo is even on this checklist in this set. And he apparently appeared on the 2023 ballot for the Hall of Fame and received 1 vote, which will drop him from future ballots. There's Slade Caldwell to 299, and now Jonathan's wondering who the heck put in a vote for Bronson Arroyo. It must be like he was a Red, right? Maybe some Cincinnati beat writer, you know, who was really close friends with Bronson Arroyo. Maybe was like, I'll do him a solid. Here's Josue De Paula to 149, the big Dodgers prospect. And look at that, there's the case hit. It's Dylan Cruz, groovy Dylan Cruz. We were just talking about how we haven't seen a groovy in a while. That's gonna be for Daniel and the Nationals, nice. Nice, love that, that looks cool. Here's Buster Posey to 499 for the Giants. That'll be for Kevin. And Chrissy Mathewson will go to you as well. Here's another base Dylan Cruz. Nice that we got that groovy, but would like to see some more color. Here's Harry Ford to 199 and the short print, the snakeskin short print, Colson Montgomery. I think these generally fall 1 per case as well. Daniel and the Diamondbacks. Prismatic Dylan Cruz. Roy Campanella for the Dodgers, 99. Tommy White Pulsar to 499 reveals a Ryan Waldschmidt for the Diamondbacks. Daniel and the Diamondbacks. Monty, you'll get that Tommy White A's. And maybe Baseball Hall of Fame too, not just Jaspy's Hall of Fame. Connor Norby to 299. These will go to the non-baseball spot. That's for Coppola. Nice Josh Gibson there. All right, and the third auto is Lazaro Montes. That is for Seattle. That's going to go to Coppola. Jim Rice to 499. That's the top fans in the chat. YouTube rolled out this feature that I don't know how they determine, but maybe by quantity and quality of what you say in the chat, they'll rank you. You'll have to ask YouTube about that. That's not something it just appeared one day. All right, Rays still up on the Orioles 3-0. Looks like that Tigers-Guardians game is out of the rain delay and underway. In fact, I'm gonna make use of my MLB.TV subscription. I'm going to go to that game because that definitely has a lot of big AL Central implications here. guess Rex doesn't want that number 1 position bad enough. All right. There's Joe Jackson to 299 for the White Sox. Yeah, we're your friends, Austin. You do have friends. There's Carter Jensen to 149 for the Royals. Oh no, the dreaded inning-ending double play. Here's Bud Selig to 499 for the non-MLB team spot. Johnny Mize, New York Giant to 299, and reveals a Mac Horvath. Sensational signature. 11 out of 99. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like it is a participation trophy, but there are rankings though, so there is still first, second, and third. Here's Harlan Susana to 499. Vance Honeycutt to 199. Susana will go to Daniel and the Nationals, and the Honeycutt will go to Allen and the Orioles, and the Carson Bench will be to 199. That will be for the Mets. That's going to go to Eugene. There's Barry Larkin. Yeah, I don't know why Bud Selig's in here, but I'm not sure what the Bud Selig market is like. Rod Carew to 499, and I love this design here. There's Monty Irving for the Giants. That'll be for Kevin in the Cherry Blossom design, which looks nice this year. 13 out of 20. Got Brock Porterhouse State to 299 for the Rangers. That's for Austin. Got Kellen Lindsay revealing a Mike Bove. I'll go with Bove. Bovey? Coppola with the Brewers. Not numbered. There's the Kellen Lindsay to 149 for the Dodgers. That'll be for Rodney. Base Nick Kurtz for Monty and the A's. Try to find some color for that guy too. Here's a Dylan Cruz Pulsar to 499. Daniel and the Nats. Should be one more auto. Oh, it's a redemption. There's Aiden Miller for the Phillies to 199. That'll be for Florence. And your redemption here. Will be Roman Anthony. Nice prospect signatures. JK with the Red Sox. Nice. It looks like he's turning out to looking like he's going to be a pretty special player. All right. Not spelled the same, but a Bovie is an electro-cautery device that surgeons use to cut. It's an electric scalpel, basically. Pirates leading the Reds 1-0. Marlins Phillies are tied at 1 in the top of the 4th. White Sox with an early 1-0 lead on the Yankees. And the Red Sox are up 3-0 in the bottom of the second. Okie doke, another box. Junior Caminero Pulsar and a Cam Smith Cherry Blossom. Nice. Joe Lawson and the Astros. 2 out of 20. The Camineros to $4.99. That'll be for Coppola and the Rays. There's red Harmon Killebrew to $2.99 for the Twins. It's going to go to Joe. Johnny Mize to $1.49, and that's the auto. It's Harry Ford. Coppola with the Mariners. And we got a Pulsar Bubba Chandler to $4.99. And a Bryce Rayner autograph. Prospect signatures for the Tigers. That's for Joe. Last spot mojo. And Blake Burke for Coppola. Yeah, that's right. Harry Ford, I think his mom is English. So he actually plays for, or played for, or will play for Lazaro Montes, by the way, for Coppola and the Mariners. For the Great Britain team in the World Baseball Classic. Chase DeLauder to $1.99. There's a Dylan Cruz Dingers insert. I think he was born here though. It's Randy Johnson to $99. Big Boppy will reveal a Justin Reimer. Both of those going to JK and the Red Sox. This one's numbered to $1.99. And the Pulsar Ortiz is to $4.99. Yeah, the Roman Anthony auto is not too common, right? Grover Alexander to $2.99 for the Cubs. Vance Honeycutt for Allen and the O's to $4.99. A Prismatic to $1.99 Cam Smith for Joe and the Astros. And behind, no, Jace is to $1.99. Do we have, we did have our third autograph. There's Nick Kurtz, base Nick Kurtz. Got our 3 autos. All right, we are halfway through the case. About another 30-35 minutes to go. So we got our case hits, we got the groovy Dylan Cruz, we got the snakeskin. Maybe some gold vinyl in the second half. That could be nice. David Fry, who got that hard Scooble fastball in the face, squaring up for a bunt. Facial fractures, out 6 to 8 weeks. There's Jacob Wilson to $4.99. Robin Ventura red to $2.99 for the White Sox. Ethan Anderson to $1.49. Marcelo Myers silver. Alex Gordon Pulsar reveals a Cooper Ingle sensational signature for the Guardians. Daniel with the Guardians. Cleveland, this is for you. And the Alex Gordon Pulsar to $4.99 will go to Kansas City. That will go to Daniel. Andrew Painter to $4.99, Philadelphia. Florence with the Phils. Levi Sterling Pulsar to $4.99 for the Pirates. And a Roman Anthony to $99. Nice dingers insert there. That's for JK. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if the article details what... I thought there'd be, not to be gruesome, but I thought there'd be more blood. There was not. I think it also came off the bat too, so that must have deflected some of the velocity, I guess. Could have been worse, I suppose. Monegro to $99 will also go to JK. Eddie Collins to $99 for the White Sox. That'll be for Jack. And Chase Davis to $25. That will be for St. Louis. That's going to go to Nicholas. Jackson Churio Pulsar to $4.99. Haesung Kim to $2.99 reveals a Bert Campaneris. This is the old Kansas City A's. That would be for Monty and the current A's. How many cities has the A's moved the most without changing their name? A lot of teams move and will change a name. There's Mel Ott to $4.99 for San Francisco. Like the, like the Washington teams. One turned into like the Colt 45s that turned into the Rangers, and the other one turned into the Twins. So here's Heston Kjerstad to $99. That'll be for Allen and the Orioles. Waldschmidt will go to Daniel and the Diamondbacks. Right, so they started in Philly, moved to Kansas City, then moved to Oakland. Now they're in Sacramento, and then they're going to be moving to Vegas. All right, going back to David Fry really quick. Guardian said imaging and clinical examination showed Fry sustained multiple minimally displaced left-sided facial and nasal fractures. A timeline for recovery is 6 to 8 weeks without the need for surgery. And if the Guardians have a postseason run, I don't think he'll be part of it. So, I mean, like, you can't put a face in a cast or anything like that, right? So what happens? You just, what do you do? Well, no, I don't think anyone thinks that Tarek threw that intentionally. Grizzlebees saying if they're minimally, do you have experience with facial fractures? Saying if they're minimally, they don't do anything. So they'll just kind of pack. It's a little bit thicker than the other ones. So they just heal together on their own, I guess? They're not worried about like a bone mishealing? Mishealing? Not healing properly? Maybe that requires maybe some cosmetic surgery, I guess. Here's Alex Gordon to $4.99 for the Royals. That'll be for Daniel. Dylan Cruz. Bryce Rayner to $1.99 for the Tigers. Hammer and Hank Greenberg reveals a Justin Reimer. It's going to be for Jonathan and the Red Sox. That's to $1.99. Now I'm not. And here's Hank Greenberg to $75. Well, according to Grizzlebees, I don't know if Grizzlebees is a doctor or not, or maybe has experience with this. I cannot verify this, but there could be a potential vision issue. Sometimes the base of the orbit drops and the eyeball goes with it. Ow. Sounds painful. Kyle Teal to $4.99. That'll be for the White Sox. That's going to go to Jack. Mike Schmidt, red to $2.99. And a Rhett Lauder prismatic to $99. That'll be for Brad and the Redlegs. Brody Brecht to $149. It'll be for the Rockies. That's going to go to Coppola. Mike Schmidt Pulsar. That's to $4.99 for Florence and the Phillies. David Shields $25. That'll be for Daniel and the Royals. There you go, Trey Sweeney turning over the lineup. Here's Kalen Culpepper to $2.99. There's Joe Jackson, and there's Jace Boffrin. That's going to be for Coppola, who's being very evasive about. Doesn't want to reveal that Coppola is a doctor, maybe? A face doctor? Maybe doesn't want to tell the story of getting a fastball into your face? So mysterious. A-Rod to $1.99. That'll be for the Yankees. That's going to be for Daniel. And Cam Smith, Prismatrix autograph. That'll be for Joe. Nice Cam Smith. Will Wagner to $99 for Toronto. That's going to be for Coppola. Thomas Sajaci to $4.99 for St. Louis. That's for Nicholas. All right. We're getting there, folks. Next box. I can't figure what they're playing out there. Oh, it is Hey Jude. We don't get copyrighted for that. I feel like it's far distant enough that we'll be okay. Bryce Cunningham to $1.99. It's for the Yankees. That will be for Daniel. Matt Wieters to $75. That's for Allen. Who's supposed to be the next big thing, catching-wise? Cal Ripken Jr. to 499. Grady Sizemore reveals a Christian Scott. And that will be for the Metropolitans. That's going to go to Eugene. Grady Sizemore is to 199. That will be for Daniel. And there's Emilienne Peter, or Petrie? Don't know. 96 out of 99. That'll be for the Rays. That's going to be for Coppola. Yogi Berra to 499. Ethan Holiday to 199. That'll be for Coppola and the Rockies. Tony Oliva to 299 for the Twins. That'll be for Joe. And we got a, nope, that's just a regular Dingers. Christian Campbell. Thought that might have been numbered. Yeah, that's why I have like this like non-licensed background music kind of playing along with other audio, just in case like a commercial might have like, might have licensed music or something like that. Lazaro Montes, Seattle, that's going to be for Coppola. Dr. Coppola, perhaps. We should be more respectful. Seaver King to 149. That'll be for the Nats. That's going to be for Daniel. And Austin Wells for Daniel and the Yankees. Pulsar, that's to 199. There's Shinosuke to 499. And the Tigers did manage to score a run, but they left a couple runners on. But they're up 1-0 early, middle of the third. I think there was a rain delay. Delayed the game a little bit. How are we looking on that Bowman Chrome? Nobody wants to do Bowman Chrome, huh? 10 left in Pick Your Team 6. It's been stuck at 10. For much of the day. I'd love to do a few more of those cases today, at least a couple more. The ones that are close to single digits. Claritin. I feel like my nose is getting like a little itchy. It's been windy. It's picking up a lot of dust and pollen in the area. All right, working on the final 3 boxes here. Good luck, everybody. See what else is going on in the baseball world. I think that's it. Just seeing how some of these playoff races are going to resolve themselves. Been on the Zyrtec. Zyrtec doesn't work for me. I cycle through some different ones. And maybe just something in the air. Okay. 3 boxes to go. There's Tim Hudson to 499. Pulsar for the A's. Dingers insert. Dylan Cruz. And Harlan Susanna. That's purple to 149. That's going to be for the Nats. Daniel. Ethan Salas for the Padres. That'll be for Joe. That's a 299. Here is Kyle DeBarge, and he'll reveal a Wyatt Sanford and Sons. That will be for Pittsburgh. That's going to go to Daniel. G-Lo, what's going on, man? Happy Wednesday. Wyatt Sanford and Sons, and here's $2.99 Kyle DeBarge. That'll be for the Twins. That's going to go to Joe. Marcelo Meyer, red color match, $2.99. Mariano Rivera, red to $2.99. Bryce Rayner to $1.99. Prismatic for Detroit. That was a cool looking card for Joe. And looks like a leadoff double for the Guardians. Luke Dickerson, red to $2.99. That's for the Nats. Ooh, more Cherry Blossom coming up. There's Marcelo Meyer and Chase Davis. Cherry Blossom for Nicholas and the Cardinals. 9 out of 20. Wait, are you ahead of me in this game here, Austin? It's Marcelo Meyer 75. Is Quan gonna double here? Tom Glavine, red to $2.99. That'll be for Daniel and the Braves. No, you're just guessing. Okay. Stephen Quan. Here's a player that I would love for the. I don't know what his contract situation is, but here's Rhett Lauder. A little bit louder now. That's going to go to Brad and the Reds. 24 out of 199. Their big pitching prospect. Got some starts this year. And here's Kyle DeBarge to Minnesota to 140 to 499. That is Pulsars are 499. Yeah, 499. Cole Young to 299. Seattle for Coppola. And Brady Evil. Sensational Signatures. I think he is for Milwaukee. That's going to go to Coppola and the Brew Crew. Dino Evil's kid, the Dodgers third base coach. Yordani Monegro to $2.99. That will be for Boston. That's going to be for JK. And onwards. Oh! I thought he caught that. Sorry, Austin. So just the bottom of the third. There's a lot of game left. All right, the penultimate box. Seeing some nice stuff here. It's been a pretty solid case. Would love to see a gold vinyl here. Maybe a one of one would be nice. Bryce Cunningham to $2.99 for the Yankees. Carson Williams to $149. Brady House reveals a Sean Sullivan. That's going to go to the Rocks. It'll be for Coppola. Brady House to 499 will be for Daniel. Crochet with the AL Cy Young. Actually, I haven't really been paying attention. It's gonna be him or Tarek Skubal. Zaire Hope to a 199, one of the Dodgers' big prospects. Trey Morgan to 99, and a Bubba Chandler to 199. Yeah, according to Fangraphs, Tarek Skubal has a 6.6 wins above replacement. Garrett Crochet has, it's 5.4. Crochet does have some more wins, but they've got pretty similar numbers. They strike out about the same amount of guys. Crochet walks a little more guys. Tarek's got a better ERA, 221 to 269, so that's still really good. They both have about the same amount of innings pitched, same amount of starts. About the same amount of Crochet has slightly more strikeouts. I mean, it's pretty neck and neck. So we'll see what the baseball writers decide. Here's Rhino to 499. Here is Brock Wilken red to 299 for Coppola. And there's Edgar Cuero, orange wave to 49. That'll be for Jack and the White Sox. Yeah, I think Skubal's definitely the betting favorite. There's Pedro Martinez to 499. That'll be for Daniel and the Nats. Here's Blue Don Mattingly revealing another Harry Ford autograph for Coppola and the Mariners. Chase Davis to 75 for St. Louis. It'll be for Nicholas. It's just a base Nick Kurtz. Cool to see a low number Nick Kurtz. Here's a Drew Burris, prospect signatures, Georgia Tech. I think he's still in college, right? Yeah, I think so. So this will go to the non-MLB spot. That's to 199. That'll be for Coppola. Future star, maybe. Ethan Salas, Pulsar to 499. That's for Joe of the Padres. Red Christian Campbell to 299. It'll be for JK in Boston. And our last box coming up. And we'll do that little recap. I think the NL Cy Young race, I think, is pretty much, it's got to be Skeens, I would think. Well, no, you know what? Skeens and Carlos Sanchez are actually neck and neck on wins above replacement. It's a nice season for Carlos Sanchez. According to Fangraphs, Skeens' WAR is 6.1. Christopher Sanchez is 6.0. Skeens does have the better ERA, 203. But Chris Sanchez, no slouch, 257. You know, they're Christopher Sanchez only a handful of strikeouts behind Skeens. So that could be a little bit closer than we might think, that race. Okay, here we go. It's Rod Carew to $4.99. That's for Minnesota. Jake Peavy to $2.99 for Joe and the Padres. Kendall George to $75. That's for the Dodgers. That'll be for Rodney. Colin Hawk will reveal a Colt Keith for the Tigers. Joe. Joe with the Tigers, not numbered. Colin Hawks to $4.99. That'll be for the Mets. That'll be for Eugene. Blue Charlie Condon for the Rockies. That's to $1.99. That's for Coppola. And there's Bryce Eldridge. Big Bryce Eldridge going to Kevin and the Giants. Might be bigger than Aaron Judge. There's Augustin Ramirez to $99. That'll be for the Fish. That's going to be for Coppola. There's Bud Selig to the non-baseball spot to $75. We got a Monty Irving for the New York Giants. That's a $2.99. New York Baseball Giants. Brooks Lee to $49 for Minnesota. That'll be for Joe. Mel Ott, another New York Giant. It's going to go to Kevin. That's a $75. Looking for one more auto here. Bert Campaneris, and there's the auto. It's old Darren Erstad from the Anaheim Angels. It's got the Angels in this one. That's for Daniel. Nice. Another base, Nick Kurtz. There's the Campaneris to $1.99. What else do we have here? We got red Alex Gordon to $2.99. That'll be for the Royals. Daniel. Looks like we got some purple to close things out. Purple Andrew Walters to $149. Red Wave Tommy White and a Hagen Smith Talisman Red to $199. That'll be for the White Sox. That'll be for Jack. And that'll be it for the break. We did it. 1 hour, 3 minutes and counting, not too bad. Quick little recap here. Now we're out of Prizm Baseball for now, and the impeccable breaks are the last of that as well on the site. But that was the nice Roman Anthony redemption. Luis Baez, the groovy Dylan Cruz was cool. But Bowman Chrome Baseball, plenty of that. Let's keep working on that. All right, there you have it, boys and girls. I'm Joe for JaspysCaseBreaks.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for breaking with me. And I'll see you next time for the next break. Bye.